All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the broadcast here. The Summit 7 qualifiers have begun, at least for the European region. Coming at you. I'm excited to be here. We got Mousesports versus Prodota Gaming here in a best-of-3, seeing which team advances on here in Group A and which team will be dropped down to that losers bracket of Group A. Of course, we're on the GSL format here, showing the brackets earlier on, but just a quick reference once again. This is what we're looking at here, at least for Group A. We got Mousesports versus Prodota, NIP versus Empire Gaming will be happening later on today as well. But these are the four teams in Group A, and then you have Group B. Actually, we did have a result for Group B already happened yesterday. Vega Squadron took out Navi 2-0. And then, of course, Cloud9 and Alliance also going to be playing today. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of Dota happening lately. There's going to be a lot more happening today. We got 3 best-of-3s lined up for you guys. And again, we're kicking it off here with Mousesports versus Prodota Gaming. So excited to be here. I am Breaky CPK, going to be your host throughout the day. Going to be doing some solo casting, at least here initially. So hopefully co-casts are going to be joining me here eventually. But we got a draft underway and couldn't wait any longer. So we got some heroes being picked up, so let's go ahead and start talking about what we see right here. Of course, Prodota, they're actually a team that I've casted a couple of times here over these last couple of days in a different event. What was the Zodak qualifiers, and they actually got to the finals of that before being taken out by Team Singularity, who's looking so good themselves. But Prodota, they did play very well throughout the event, and again, coming up short should not deter the fact that this is definitely a team to look out for in the European region. Again, this isn't the same team that played in the Kiev qualifiers now. In fact, 4 of their 5 players are different. Garter is the only remaining player from that roster. The other players, I believe, come from a team called No Logic Gaming, NLG, which they were known as before. But it's proven to be a very good team at that, and I definitely think they're going to at least give a good challenge to Mousesports, and I could see it going either way, frankly. So Mousesports, of course, the former Ad Phenom, coming off of their performance at the Kiev Major, which, let's just say, went overall probably as expected in a lot of cases. For me personally, it did. This is a team that definitely can't compete with the best of them, but they have been, ever since their success with the Boston Major and the name change and everything, things haven't been looking as, powerful as the run that they had, of course. But not that we should expect that from them every single time they play, but, it's just not fair to them. But definitely good players, though, and entertaining at the very least, and always like to see my Greek boys playing right here. So that's kind of just the storylines of the two teams. But again, back to the draft here and what we're dealing with. We got Legion Commander Ricky on the side of Mousesports. We got Warlock and Ember Spirit picked up on the side of Prodota Gaming right here. So the starts, nothing too radical here. The Ricky pick coming out from Mousesports, so giving them that role and potential. Also the silence, the lockdown on the Ember Spirit as a result of that smoke cloud right here, the smoke screen even. Definitely a great tool to be had. Legion Commander, of course, brings that with the duel of hers, and just is really a hero that's in the meta right now when it comes down to being a top-tier pick even. So, as far as Warlock, Ember Spirit, again, Prodota, pretty standard stuff themselves. Warlock overall, one of the top-tier supports being picked up on the scene right now. So, Slaughter going to be that 3rd pick for Prodota. Another kind of typical stuff here, as it gives them that 4 roaming position, most likely. That's what we usually see the Slaughter in as of late. But Corrosive Haze is also going to be extra beneficial this game. Of course, against the Ricky. Now, not necessarily the one reason that you would get it, but give me a second, guys.
Reserve time.
All right, sorry about that. I had to take something important right there. Anyways, we got the 3rd pick coming out for Mousesports now in response. But yeah, the Corrosive Phase against the Ricky, of course, is going to be extra beneficial. But in general, the ability is a very good one, amping everyone's damage really, especially heroes like the Ember can benefit from it. And I'm sure their one position is most certainly going to be beneficial of it too. Something like that. Life Stealer comes to mind right off the bat, but also against this lineup, maybe Life Stealer is not as potentially strong, but I know Juggernaut happens to be a favorite hero of Prodota Gaming as well. Garter playing it quite frequently, so we'll see what one position he ends up with here. As far as we're using a lot of time, man. These teams are taking quite a bit to make their draft happen. already down to 26 seconds for reserve time, that is, for Prodota. And then on the other side, we have 20 seconds about for Mousesports. So they're really putting some thought into this as far as their picks go. We got Puck now coming out with a third pick and an immediate Darkseer response from Prodota. So they were very happy to see the Darkseer pick still left open as an off-lane potential hero. And I was going to say, I don't know if that's a takeaway pick, because Darkseer Ricky can definitely be very annoying to go up against. But, you know, already having the LC, the likelihood that we were going to also see a Darkseer on that team, I guess that would have put LC more of the 4 position perhaps, which again isn't out of the question. But LC offlane, I feel like, is what we tend to see mostly as of late. So Puck, of course, going to end up in that mid lane, and excited to always see Puck here being played. Most likely, of course, in the hands of Thug here. Now, who's that fourth pick going to be for Mousesports? It's going to be Dazzle, as the answer comes out now. So I'm going to go with the more of the defensive support here in the end, the Dazzle pickup. And Dazzle's kind of interesting because, if anything, you know, would be potentially good against the LC on the other side. But in the case of Mousesports, going to look to use it to their potential right here in terms of players getting caught and also healing through the Fatal Bond spread damage with that Shadow Wave, of course. So, and the Weave will be a nice tool to take advantage of throughout the game and give you beneficial armor against what Slaughter is going to be doing, taking away that armor, ideally. So got the final pick set to be happening now for either side. The bans. We're going to see a Lycan on one side. Coming out for Prodota Gaming. Lycan is definitely a hero that we've been seeing more and more of as of late. We saw him quite a bit at the Kiev Major, and actually, it wasn't Prodota that ran him. We saw it a couple times in that Zodak coverage that I did here recently. I believe it was a Singularity, actually. I ran him once or twice, and the hero's just so good, man. I was so happy to see him at the Kiev Major. I've stressed this time and time again. I feel like his skill set really screams that he should be being played. His howl is just so beneficial in a lot of cases for the team, having that shapeshift to run people down and do plenty of damage. And then even the level 4 wolves, the idea that they're invis and they're almost like a scouting tool for the team is potentially a very powerful tool to take advantage of. So looking forward to seeing more of him in the scene. Again, we're not going to see him here, though. And instead, Mousesports will end up with a Juggernaut pick, which I'm sure they're just fine with. Juggernaut really kind of that go-to option in the end as far as being a carry here, and picked up by Mousesports in this case. So Juggernaut the pick, and now who's the final pick going to be for Prodota? Well, again, Lifestealer is still on the board, but I don't know if they're necessarily looking to pick a Lifestealer here into things like the LC. And they're going to go the Phantom Assassin, actually, and definitely another hero that makes sense. You know, they want to take advantage of the synergy of the Slaughter of the Corrosive Haze, get that physical presence in there, where you got Ember Spirit, of course, more of the magic damage dealing, at least as of late. That's what we mostly see. So they get more of that single target, and Phantom Assassin definitely up there on the charts as far as being one of the better ones for that. So Shallow Grave is definitely going to need to be clutch here from the Dazzle in terms of saving said targets and keeping them alive throughout what potentially is going to be a lot of burst coming from that coup de grace. So here we go, the European qualifiers, man. I'm so excited for this day. It's a little earlier for me personally. It's just past 7 a.m. here. For normal people, that may not be the worst, but let's be honest, for gamers, that's pretty damn early. So, but no, 3 best of 3s coming at you, and I really am excited to get casting into teams like this again. You know, we got the Mouse versus Prodota to kick it off. We got Alliance versus Cloud9 to follow. And then Empire versus Ninjas in Pyjamas to wrap things up. Really, all 3 best of 3 is going to be so good. Now, at the end of today, none of the teams will be eliminated. It's these 8 teams, ultimately, that are in the event. Again, going back to the brackets as we're loading in right now. But the top 2 teams from each group, of course, move on to the playoff bracket, and then they compete, where only 1 team will be going to the Summit event there. So it happened in Los Angeles, of course, at the BTS house. And that $100,000 prize pool. As far as teams that are already going, there's been the 3 invited teams announced. We got Virtus Pro, VGJ, and Team Secret. And then Clutch Gamers actually qualifying out of Southeast Asia. And that's a team that definitely is gaining a lot of momentum as of late in the Southeast Asian region. I really feel like that region especially is just getting more and more powerful as the weeks move on here, as far as just the spread of competition and what that scene brings. So looking forward to seeing more of that as well. But into the game we go, and let's go ahead and wait on the pause here initially, of course. Classic 1-minute pause coming at you. Yeah, again, guys, I should have a co-caster here in the very near future. Just a matter of you have to go take care of something. So doing the solo cast for the time being. But with 3 best-of-3s coming up for today, well, let me just say, yeah, I have no intentions of solo casting throughout it all by any means. So it's always nice to have that extra insight to be able to refer to and bring up that great knowledge from. So love this new UI, by the way. You know, again, having this net worth graph up here. Another game had this similar thing up here up at the top. Won't name any names. But it was a great game as well, so good to see ideas influencing such things. Of course, the talent trees obviously popping up as well now when said talents are picked up. And I was talking with Gods about this yesterday, actually. There's always things that can be advanced, of course, when it comes to advancing the interface and advancing the UI and everything for the game, let alone the spectator UI. But the whole new talent tree system brought another level that obviously over time they've been, you know, improving for the spectators. And another thing I think that would be nice, which Gods did bring up, was, you know, putting it in the pick screen as well, giving you that information in the pick screen, being able to refer to it, having it pop up of sorts. So we'll see if that's something eventually that we get in. So all right, into game number 1 we go. Coming out of the pause. And officially ready. So Milan up here pretty quickly on the slaughter. Does he have a ward on him? I assume so. No, it has a sentry, actually. He already got the ward down. That makes sense. Blocking the camp right there. Not going to block another one, though, at least just yet. Has that sentry going up against the Ricky. Perhaps wants to save it for that. And, yeah, if you're Prodota, I'm sure they're going to be suspicious that Ricky could be nearby and looking to hunt out the bounty rune, but screw hunting out the bounty rune when you can get a potential first blood here. As, yeah, they're going to spin right on top of the Warlock. He had absolutely no clue that this is going to be happening, and that will be a first blood in favor of Mousesports. Well played right there as far as hunting him out with the Ricky, and giving that beautiful vision. And Warlock, I mean, can't fault him too much. By the time he realized he was already dead, basically. Good job hiding in the trees by the Juggernaut, especially Madara. And they're going to control this bounty rune. So should at least get 2 of the bounty runes. It looks like the top one is going to be taken by Slaughter right here. LC is not going to put himself in a bad spot to get caught out. He just says, screw it, I want to block the creep wave. And Milan's going to leave it, actually. He's going to leave it for the Darkseer up here at the top lane. They realize that they're not going to contest it, so might as well give it to the hero that you would rather have it on here. So, yeah, how about these lanes, by the way? So Mousesports actually is going to be going aggressive. They're going to be sending the Juggernaut tri-lane here at the bottom lane. Juggernaut with the Dazzle, as well as the Ricky. So Prodota, they're going a little more normal here as far as the Phantom Assassin down here with a Warlock. Looks like Sodar already beginning to adjust, though, at the bottom lane, but definitely a lot of kill potential here on this Dire side. Now, they don't have the most lockdown. That's kind of the key. I mean, they're going to be able to pressure Gardner, but as soon as these supports come in, it's not going to be nearly as effective. So, yeah, I don't know if they're going to be necessarily getting kills down here. In fact, Ricky. Oh, no. Ricky's in a lot of trouble. He gets caught up with the slaughter initially, and he is barely going to survive, man. That was close right there. For the Ricky coming out. Now Juggernaut's also going to be harassed back by a couple of daggers. So, yeah, not having the lockdown is definitely a concern for Mousesports. I mean, eventually going to have the smoke screen, of course, of Ricky, which would be beneficial, no doubt. But outside of that, between that and a Poison Touch, level 1 currently, not the greatest ways to get on set of heroes. Now, to be fair, on the other side, there's not the greatest lockdown either. It's just really that crush there from Slaughter. And outside of that, Warlock and Phantom Assassin aren't bringing too much either. So, it's going to be a lot of back and forth harassment. And something tells me we could see kills, though, because they're going to be playing aggressive at one another at that bottom lane. So, middle lane, speaking of it, we got the Ember Spirit versus the Puck here. And so far, Puck 4-1, Ember Spirit 3-3. So, of course, very early on in the game. Ember Spirit does have that poor man shield to ideally prevent as much harassment as possible, but seems like Thug's not letting that be too much. He's playing fairly aggressive right here. And then we got the top lane matchup, LC going up against potentially the Darkseer, who's currently actually doing the creep pull into the jungle and taking advantage of that instead. So making the lane positioning a little more difficult for the LC, having to tank it at the tower essentially. Take advantage of that moment of courage. And Skylark doing a good job of that though. Has plenty of experience to do so. Doing just fine. Got a pull attempt here from the Radiant side. Get most of the creep wave at least. Need that one melee creep behind. But Phantom Assassin going to play pretty aggressive on the Spartan right there. And had that heal on him. Nice Shadow Wave coming out, doing plenty of damage to Phantom Assassin in return, but on Juggernaut, he's dropping it just below half-life. Yeah, he needs to be really careful. Ricky's also caught on the backlines. Another crush will do him in. That's going to be a dead Ricky once this time around. I was going to say once again, but that's right. He did manage to get away earlier, although it was a scary moment for him. But obviously, good chase onto him, and nothing much he could do at that point. So, good find there. No sentry even needed either. Simply catching him out of the invis, actually. He is back in, though. Not afraid to still play aggressive. That Shadow Wave, again, doing plenty of damage to Garter. He's standing on those creep waves, and as a result, taking a good chunk of health right there. Milan's going to be able to sprint away in time. And Garter just going right back in. So like I said, I'm sure we're going to see deaths down here, as both teams are not afraid to play a little aggressive, especially with the lack of lockdown. Speaking of that, Milan puts that lockdown onto the Ricky. Ricky once again in some trouble, going to pop the Fairy Fire. And he will manage to survive for the time being, as does the Slaughter. Also gets away. But yeah, they are not afraid to play aggressive on either side. Kaiser, he's going to wait around for the Shrine use right here. Going to let Slaughter also come over and take a hit of it as well. Ricky, Bounty Rune control meanwhile. Not going for any plays on the Courier just yet. Just too much action involved at the bottom. But as the game progresses on, Punk and Ember Spirit continue to be a fairly even matchup even. In fact, Thug, he's going to take some good damage right here. We'll be able to lose your orb away, but Searing Chains and that Flame Guard up. Has to be careful with that. Will use his own Shrine, though, in response, and get back up to full, if not near full life. Meanwhile, top lane, Darkseer. Not surprised. He is doing very well. Again, he's been jungling quite a bit as well. He does have that Iron Talon with now the Soul Ring picked up. Powerful item on him, to say the least. And 3-3 going to push in the lane with that Ion Shell, which is currently level 3 now. Almost level 6 himself. Usually doesn't get the wall at level 6, though. But he is not afraid to harass that LC. Bottom lane. Nope. Thought action might have been happening down there once again. But yeah, see him pushing beyond. And LC, there's not much you can do about it other than occasionally put in some auto attacks, maybe use that overwhelming odds when it's off cooldown. But he's having to fall all the way back to his secondary tower. So, 3-3, he knows his limits, and it's a lot. It's a pretty far limit right here as far as what he can do. Oh, bottom lane, Dazzle. Again, being initiated on initially, but now Juggernaut running back at them. He's going to take a nice crush, though. He's going to be forced to spin very defensively right here. Another dagger coming up in 1 second. Actually, Juggernaut, he is going to be fine. Instead, they turn their attention to Ricky. He's going to be able to blink strike to an enemy right there, or a minion even, and try to run, but the dust is out. Milan's going in for the kill. He misses the crush onto the Ricky. He will go down, but Ricky does fall as well. But now look at the PA. He's going for the kill on Madara. He has that the Shadow Word on him, actually. So he's healing up quite a bit, and he's not afraid to go man mode. He even has the early magic stick to go with that poor man shield. Well played right there. We got a 2-2 game now. But yeah, Slaughter dying first. If anything, Milan, got desperate right there and really wanted to assist with that crush. Fortunately, not close enough and ends up dying in response. Ricky again, though, setting up. Now he has the smoke screen. I was going to mention that, too. He gets smoke screen at level 3 right here. So hasn't been able to take advantage of that. Oh, he's in tower range, though. That's not good for maybe next time. He's going to have to blink strike away defensively right there. But, yeah, the smoke screen ideally will give Mousesports now another tool to perhaps set up a kill. As up here, LC, they're going in. Duel's ready to go, and a spin on top. That should be an easy kill to Darkseer. Okay, well, he doesn't get the winner, unfortunately, but it is the kill in a Darkseer. So that's the end goal, what matters there. And slowing down this Darkseer has been having a very good start, of course, to say the least. So he is still top of the net worth charts, but going to slow down now a little bit after that death there. Nice rotations coming out from Mousesports, and now Madara says he's had enough of the bottom lane. LC's level 6. let's go ahead and start making some transitions here. Middle lane, meanwhile, Kaiser goes down right there. Looks like the Dream Coil was committed, and Dazzle even assisting somewhat, but Thug doing plenty himself and securing the kill on Ember Spirit. Wasn't able to remnant away in time, and despite having the level 3 Flame Guard, not enough mitigation there. So Slaughter just going to try to soak up some experience in the meantime, but obviously damage done by Mousesports in that case, and now they have the 4-2 lead. Fact, Puck, especially with that kill, kind of takes over as far as top of the charts here. A couple of those Null Talismans. We'll see what build Thug decides to go for.
From your grass.
Items that come to mind.
My gratitude.
Oh, screw items that come to mind. Top lane, Madara actually goes down, but at what cost now? Puck goes there for the response, gets a kill on a Darkseer. Milan is able to make it out of there, though. Nice creep block to assist with that, but they dive Juggernaut at the tower and are able to drop him. He doesn't have an Omni Slash or anything to maybe help him somewhat defensively go for the turn kills. So good response coming out from Prodota meanwhile. But Ember Spirit's back to the middle lane. But yeah, items that come to mind for that Puck. Depends on how he wants to play. It's going to be a lot more the aggressive, the Dagon into the Blink even. Or is going to go more the Yule style. Perhaps a Veil even to enhance that damage. See what Thug decides right here. As bottom lane, LC going to be jumped on by the Phantom Assassin. And LC does have a duel ready to go, and Ricky is nearby. Puck wants to get this Invis rune. Should be able to get it before. As, yep, is able to bottle it up in time. Over 1,000 gold saved up. No, nothing queued up in his buy there, so keeping it a little bit of a secret in terms of what he's going to decide to go for now. As middle lane, trying to kill Ember Spirit yet again. Ricky, Blink Strike in, but the Fire Remnants are a little too fast. A little too much, and he has the distance right there. So good getaway from the Ember Spirit. Manages to survive this time around, but they're clearly keeping the pressure on him. Swinging the pressure, Madara feels it a little bit and has to throw down that level 1 healing ward. As a team, Mouse is going to shrine on up and perhaps look to play aggressive once again. It looks like Puck, he has decided is going to be going that Veil here earlier on. And he's going back to the top lane. They really want to keep this this Darkseer in check here. They've already killed him now a couple times, and Thug is setting up. No Dream Coil, unfortunately. Might not matter, though. Omni Slash is ready to go, but you see 3-3 picks up that. I mean, it's probably not just him. If anything, he probably suspects that Ricky's nearby. But perhaps they also did see. That's right, they did see the Puck bottle up the Invis. So they have that information, and he is currently missing out on the map. So 3-3 does a good job of falling back at the right time. And is going to survive here. Bottom lane, Phantom Assassin, Ring of Aquila. Both those phase boots have been purchased. Going to finish a full-on Magic Wand, or at least has that set up to. Well, making some nice progress here as far as his early build goes. Ember Spirit also another interesting hero as of late, especially in terms of how he decides to build, what he prioritizes here. Are we going to see a Veil on him, or is he just going to go bots first? And the way he's building right now, it looks like it's definitely going to be more of those bots first. And then progress made from there. LC would love that Blink Dagger. 1,000 gold saved up for Skylark currently. Still a little bit to go. Doesn't have a duel victory yet. Again, had that set up on a Darkseer, but unfortunately he died right after the duel ended. Oh, they knew Ricky was there, but can't get close enough to run him down. So good job by MNT to fall back in time, aka maybe next time. Milan. Poison Touch on him. That's a level 2 Poison Touch, so a little more effective here. And going to keep his distance, though. You can tell LC really want to get close enough to get that duel off. But unfortunately for him, Milan just a little too quick. With that Guardian Sprint. And manages to survive. Kaiser. Oh, he actually is going to be going the Veil still.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So trying to decide what he wanted to go for there. And waiting to see the progress of the game and how it picks up. Figuring there's a lot of action taking place. Wall being used at the top lane. That was a very ambitious kill attempt onto the Juggernaut. Even landed the vacuum, and it just really didn't work. So I'm not sure. I think 3-3 kind of overestimated even, you could argue, what he's potentially going to do. Meanwhile, LC gets cut down. Looks like a coup de grace proc coming out right there in favor of the PA, and That'll sometimes happen. So catches LC and takes him out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe next time. Hunting here in the middle lane. They see Ember Spirit coming over. Puck. Ooh, he's not going to make a play. Flame Guard is up. It's level 4, so a lot of damage. 500 magic damage being absorbed here. So with that in mind, yeah, between Ricky and Puck, at this point of the game, probably not getting that kill. Even with the Veil and at the tower would be a risky move. So they figured to let it be. And Ember Spirit can continue progress towards his Veil now. Or never mind, now he's going to Eels. So he's really changing things up here. Again, very indecisive as Kaiser this game and trying to react to how the game's going. Likes the idea of the Eels now. Knows there's a great catch here, especially with that Ricky. Being able to Eels through the smoke screen. Beneficial. Purge offset effects. Slaughter, bottom lane. He's going to be spotted out by the LC, or more so, he spots out the LC himself. And God, that dagger, man. Good old RNG in their favor. Thug runs into the Darkseer right here. Going to phase shift and Illusory Orb away. Puts down a Dream Coil. The vacuum in, though, for the Darkseer in response. We got a big fight breaking out right here. Ember Spirit has revving it up. Go to port 2 if need be. Tool, meanwhile, activated on the Darkseer. They get the winner right there. And now Kaiser going over the ledge, trying to survive now as Puck looking to chase him down over to the Ancients. Has to run down the hill, though. Another Illusory Orb is up. Kaiser, no Flame Guard currently. And then Illusory Orb connects, and the Waning Rift to finish the job. Milan, he needs to look to survive now. But all momentum for Mousesports right there as they get a couple of kills. And going to transition nicely into a middle tower push. Milan, he's definitely staring death in the face right now. Being nearby, but Garter also up here and is going to scare them off apparently. Nice press the attack to remove that corrosive phase though, and that'll be the end of the chase. But good fight coming out from Mousesports there. And Puck increases that lead a little bit more. Ember Spirit, more so down on the charts. And now back to the Veil. He really is not sure what he wants to go for, man. And, you know, it's unfortunate because I'm not saying, you know, these build-up items would have saved him there necessarily. But, you know, the more time he takes deciding what to build, the longer he's going to have. The longer it's going to be before he has these initial build-up items as a result. So he does eventually get the Helm of Iron Will. So, yeah, he is committed now to the idea of getting the Veil here. But nice kill, by the way, on a Dazzle as they find a Bay on the tower. And it's going to be a nice tower push, actually, from Prodota here. So despite that fight initially being won by Mousesports, it's almost like Prodota gets the best of what's going on after the fact. Venomous has to stay alive, I guess, key to that. And he actually almost has his Desolator finish. He just needs the one more Mithril Hammer. And that will be the tower kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ricky, meanwhile, making his way to the bottom lane. There's a regen rune here. No one to really benefit from it currently. As bottom lane, Skylark gets run down. Slaughter able to do so right there. I guess his PA assisting quite a bit. In fact, I think I heard the coup de grace proc right as we were going over to see the kill happen. Mech picked up by Darkseer. Pretty routine stuff there. And Warlock, he is level 6 now, so Chaotic Offering, of course, is ready to go here as well. So when it comes to team fighting, Prodota, they do look pretty scary. Having that Blink Dagger on Slaughter will help with that. He has about 1,100 or so gold saved up, so it's almost there. And God are going to have to play somewhat defensively right here. He feels like something's up. He would be right, LC. No Blink just yet either, though. And he is going to fall back, not give them the chance to open onto him. So instead, they'll be satisfied going for the tower kill. And ideally, this will give LC enough to get that Blink Dagger of his. Just about, at least.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And so, yeah, he definitely has enough for it. And he's going to go buy it right here. Juggernaut top lane, vacuum on in. Pulls him into the wall right there. No crush there from Slaughter. He thought he was going to spin initially, is my guess. So he decides not to even go for the crush. He's going to wait for the spin to be up. But now he's in trouble himself. He does get it off, though, with a Chaotic Offering. And Madara dropping, but a big shallow grave coming out from his teammate Spartan right there. And it allows him to pop off the Omni Slash. He will go down shortly after, but at least he got some damage off of people. It's causing issue, though, in the backlash. Dazzle gets picked up, and now Thug. He's going to be dropping right here, most likely. He has a phase shift, but should just delay the inevitable. And got our credit for the kill right there. Absolute ownage indeed for Prodota. Looked like a little bit funky of a start, but the patience paid off for Milan right there. And that Chaotic Offering, as it tends to, comes into play big time. And Prodota absolutely annihilates that fight. A 3-for-0, a tower kill on top of that. And they're just going to keep going, actually. Maybe not. Okay, looked like they were going to keep going to the Tier 2 tower even, but take advantage of the golem being up, but they decide better of it. Decide to fall back. And continue on their farm. Vale has now been purchased by the Ember Spirit, meanwhile. And you got PA, of course, the Desolator. And now the BKB has been queued up. Ricky just leeching experience here in the middle lane. Level 7 now. But Milan trying to farm up that Blink Dagger once again. Maybe take the bottom farm. That'd be nice. Kind of a nice creep wave down here with nobody going to it, but well, Kaiser actually going to make a point to do so. I'm not sure what Slaughter's doing here. Feel like he should be making heavy priority on finishing that Blink ASAP. He's kind of just lost at where to get farm here. I guess dangerous could, or bottom lane could be a little dangerous, so doesn't just want to go down there freely. But yeah, ideally he has that in the next couple of minutes here. And what was already a pretty strong team fight for Prodota just gets that much better. So with that big shallow grave of Dazzle, it just didn't matter. Middle lane, they're going for another kill on a Thug right here. Trying to catch him out of position. He has another phase shift to use. It's not going to matter though. Figured he's going to be run down anyway, so just basically accepts death at that point. Now Dazzle's going to get caught. The shallow grave initially saves him, but it saves him to die about 5 seconds later right there. So nice catch again for Prodota. And Medaro's just going to push out the middle lane, but he has to know that they were just nearby, obviously, so a little risky here, but they are going to be going for the Roshan instead. Probably figures that, and with the corrosive phase out, PA, ideally to do it pretty quickly, and they're going to get a free Roshan in the end. So nice couple of kills right there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
And that's going to be Natus for Garter now picked up. So even less afraid to be going in pretty deep into these fights here. And as soon as that chaotic offering is up, in fact it is up, I'm sure they're going to be looking to take yet another fight. In fact, does they have the blink on Slaughter? Okay, it is being delivered actually. So they also have a blink. Looks like they're setting up for a smoke even. And they have one on Slaughter here. Yeah, they're going to be smoking up on 3 heroes at least. Kaiser goes top lane. And actually, Warlock's already setting up at the bottom, expecting them to maybe push in. But as we see, that's not really the case. Juggernaut is just going to farm out the jungle a little bit and ideally make his way out. Oh, no, he's making his way to the bottom lane now. This could be a dead Madara if he's not quick enough. Oh, boy, he's in trouble. Slaughter jump. They know he went into the trees right here. They're picking it out. Slaughter jump. Slaughter jump. Counter covering missed. Oh, no, it did hit. Okay, I thought it missed for a second. Looked like he was still TPing right there, but no, it did actually catch, and they secure the kill. Meanwhile, maybe next guy gets pulled in, he gets dusted after the fact. Krosa phases up, and that should be the end of him. There's no support nearby. Tricks of the Trade will just delay it again. Blink strike into a neutral right there, trying to live as long as possible, but there's no way he's outlasting that Krosa phase especially. So good chase right there, but yeah, I mean, chaotic offering committed, but you know what? Killing that one position on the other side. By all means, he'll take it. And it's going to be a nice transition into a tower push as well. As Puck will continue to push out the top lane, be a bit of a distraction here, but Prodota not too overall concerned about that. Again, want to take advantage of the golem perhaps at the bottom lane. Well, he's using it for farm currently. There's those bots now finished from Ember Spirit, so his mobility getting that much stronger here. Puck and LC coming into this top lane still, and Darkseer does have that pipe now finished, so very good follow-up here. Starts to pick up. Vacuums onto the LC, but Slaughter going for the Puck instead. It's a miscommunication right there. He'll purge off that corrosive haze, but in the end, it still might not matter. Definitely won't matter, in fact. Dominating streak now for Kaiser here. As that Blade Mill of LC, not enough to save Skylark. In the end, bottom lane, okay, they got the Aegis use actually meanwhile on a Phantom Assassin, but that upheaval slowing them down, the chase from Puck, but he is currently low on mana, so can't really go much further right here, and there is support coming over, so yeah, if you're Mouse, you need to think about falling back, in fact, rooting on a Puck right there. Healing Ward is down at least. Healing them up as a team. Garter pushing back up, no more Aegis though, so a little more scared to go in. Extra aggressive right here. But yeah, this Darkseer going that pipe decision. You know, very good against this puck here. It's a lot of their damage early on in this game. So it's not going to mitigate him 100% by any means, but it's definitely going to take away his effectiveness when it comes to team fighting, and just yet another tool that encourages the idea of team fighting once again. In fact, already 30 more second cooldown on that chaotic offering before that's going to be back up and good to go. Let's take a look at some talent trees meanwhile. Spell Lamp 6 dull stats for Ember Spirit. Phantom Assassin choosing to get the 150 life earlier on. City gets a level 15. And the life steal, of course, better scaling eventually, but oh, that was a courier snipe meanwhile back here. Did they get anything with it? Well, they got a hero here. Meanwhile, Skylark is going to get caught out, press the attack. The shallow grave, can they maybe stun him in time? Yes, the crush happens, and that should be a dead LC now, although he's going to stay alive a little bit longer. They do chase down Dazzle on the backlines, and okay, Milani didn't make a point to attack the LC, actually, meanwhile, and prevent that blink from happening. He's eventually going to get the crush off, but they press the attack, healing him up. The moment of courage procs, and you know what? I feel like Milan almost killed himself in the end right there. The fact that he chose not to secure that kill on LC initially, got distracted almost. It's almost karma right there, but at least they do get it in the end. Meanwhile, Tower's going down. Top lane, Mataro, he's going to go for the TP out. Can Warlock get here in time? No. Thought he's going to go for the stopper with that ulti, but his side's better of it. Perhaps he got stopped even, because, yeah, he's just hanging around now by himself at the bottom lane. Not sure why he would consciously choose to do that. And he does not have a TP anymore, so obviously they're very aware of this. And he's just going to hope to hide as long as possible, but no, they're going to spot him. And that's now a dead Warlock. Come on, Chaotic Offering, go. No, that'd be silly. So maybe next time, finishes the job there. And there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I've been around.
Is that a co-caster right here?
Possibly.
Awesome.
It's the remnants of one. One that's seeing, you know, I've been keeping track of this Prodota dominance so far. I'm about to keep track of this two-man crush.
Yeah, that's a big land right there. Vacuum comes out to secure the kill, at least on it. Dazzle trying to chase down the Ricky. Meanwhile, the backlines, though, they're going to lose their PA, so they got to be careful about committing on a couple supports right here. And now Kaiser, he's on the run. Madara did use the Omni Slash, though, so looking to fall back now. Pops that Manta style, but a big crush right after it. And the wall put down to top it on off right there. But he's going to go for the spin out and no bash procs from the Slaughter to top it off. So ends up being a 2-for-1, but again, they lose the PA in the back lines. Kind of the key right there. But yeah, as you said, Prodota overall this game is looking pretty good actually.
Yeah, but it's been a pretty scrappy game throughout the entire, like, you see these teams seem to have like team fight oriented lineups, and yet every single time it comes into like a 5-on-5 engagement, it's these split fights like what we just saw. It's kind of working out in the favor of Prodota, and as we see this puck, possibly, Thug does not have the mana for a TP or a cooldown.
Oof.
Okay, no, he gets it.
Yeah, that was really close. He's basically out of mana right there, but does manage to escape. So, yeah, as far as the team fight presence, though, that's all it's kind of been talking about here, is it's just so strong on Prodota, the Chaotic Offering obviously alone, and when that first came up, they used it pretty effectively, and then it's just kind of started to snowball as a team from there of sorts. But also this Darkseer, man. The fact that he went Pipe, and now he has Guardian Greaves. This Darkseer is farmed here on this Radiant side.
Yeah, and so whenever they... I mean, he's going for a Blink Dagger next, which is going to, I guess, give them the real follow-up initiation. Because so far Milan, whenever he finds a target, it's kind of difficult for him to just go in himself, because none of his team can really follow up easily. PA doesn't have a BKB yet. In fact, no one on Prodota has a BKB, Ember Spirit, you know, you have Remnants and Blink Dagger, but still, these are traditionally squishy targets, because Garter and Ember, they don't have very much HP, they just have the mobility. So hopefully once Darkseer completes this Blink Dagger, then along with that Greaves and Pipe, he can follow up on the initiation that a Slardar provides. But right now, it's not the cleanest initiation, which is causing these split fights.
They really want Roshan to be up here. Well, they respawn in about 30 seconds, but perhaps going to be a little bit longer here as they're going to scan out, or be scanned out even. Okay, yeah, the Dire scans them out, so they're going to fall back from there and just allow for perhaps a secondary tower push, at least for the time being. right now. They're really spread out, just pushing on the lanes in pretty aggressively, man. Daraj just pushing out that top lane. You got bottom lane, of course, Thug taking care of that. Thug, by the way, he chose to get the Hand of Midas after the Veil here, and again, especially when the game was starting to go in favor of Prodota a bit, and now even has the bot, so he's going a pretty greedy, you know, mobile build now. As, oh, hold on, I thought it was top lane. The LC gets a tool off on a Darkseer. Well, here's Milan is picked up on the Omni side of the back lines as well. Now Darkseer, he is dropped, but there's those Guardian Creators. The pipe is popped, and the Chaotic Offering has come out. Skylark, he could be the victim right here, falling himself. And Darkseer wants more, though, damn it. He's going to try to chase Vacuum and will cancel the Ricky. TP right there, and it secures the kill. So well played by Darkseer especially. And again, a 2-for-1 turn in favor of Prodota. But I guess what I was getting at is it seems like at Phenom, or not at Phenom, Mousesports.
No, I've been making that mistake too, don't worry.
Yeah, they're going for a very avoiding kind of build now, especially on heroes like this Puck here.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at this Puck's build, you'd think, oh, okay, this is an Ember Spirit that I'm looking at with these 6 items. The Hand of Midas may be a little bit off the mark, but the Veil BOT Blink, it's rare that you'd see a BOT this early on Thug, but you're right, it's a avoidance kind of, not so much even like teamfight avoidance, but just like the entire map avoidance, because traditionally, if you're trying to be survivable on a Puck, you go for something like a Yule's, but Thug is going for, like, this Dagon is now completed up next, and he's gonna intend on completing it into the full Dagon as Prodota takes the Aegis, but this is a Puck that doesn't really want to have to participate too much in team fights, wants to be able to get gold, wants to be able to get these talents completed, and once Thug gets a little bit tankier, can probably go head-to-head against this Ember with this insane amount of magic damage that so far Kaiser has been able to build up.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward because, like, I get the idea of the Dagon, and, you know, you just want the outright burst, but as we mentioned, you got the pipe and even the Guardian Grief burst heal from Darkseer. You got the Flame Guard on Ember Spirit himself. But then there's, like, Phantom Assassin, who has that blur, of course, and is effective against that physical right-click and whatnot. So the idea of being able to burst through that is definitely going to be beneficial, but okay, he actually didn't go the BKB, by the way. Phantom Assassin does end up going the Manta style here instead. He actually had the BKB queued up earlier, but insists on the Manta style being the better choice. What do you think on that? And kind of one of those, you know, one of the other choices.
I feel like once he sees this Puck Dagon show up in Thug's inventory, then he may reconsider the Manta style. Because right now, the justification for the Manta style is, okay, I'm going to be able to deal with, I guess, Omni Slash, but no, I mean, it's not really like the best item to deal with it. But you'll be able to deal with the Puck Silence. And it's the cheapest way of being able to deal with the Puck Silence, because a BKB at 29 minutes isn't that unprecedented for a PA. It's just that if she gets an early BKB and Prodota aren't able to close out the game, as 33 snipes out of Ricky in the Radiant jungle,
yeah,
then your BKB will whittle down and Puck will be more and more effective.
Yeah.
And plus, it's possible that Puck may go for an Aghanim Scepter as well. And so then in that situation, you'd prefer to have the Manta style over the BKB because Dream Coil will stun you through your spell immunity. So Puck hasn't shown in the lane yet. Oh, never mind. Now they know.
Now they definitely know. In fact, they're going to catch him, and they're going to kill him on top of that. That lockdown burst.
Omni Slash. Juggernaut bouncing around.
Not going to be enough, though. There's that Manta style coming into play, in fact. We kind of talked about it. Now he's going to go for a turn on Madara here, who doesn't have a TP just yet. So, yeah, he's going to have to stand his ground. He does have a Diffusal, and he has that Blink that he actually got recently, and we'll use it to get away. Meanwhile, middle lane, back up here, they're just going to dive. I mean, obviously they know Juggernaut's not here. They know Puck is dead, so they figure this is a huge opening, and they would be right. Maybe next time just going to throw out the tricks of the trade and try to deter them as much as possible with a smoke screen. Well, yeah, they're essentially fighting this 4 versus 3 right now, and now 5 versus 3 as Garter's here. Should be an easy uphill push.
No buyback, and you got this Desolator on PA, so it's going to help out. Still have plenty of time on this Aegis as well, so the rest of Prodota is very comfortable sitting this far behind Garter, so as soon as a fight breaks out, they might wait for his second life.
Yeah, he's getting kind of low, but no, they are going to heal him up, actually, at least with the Shadow Word. And that was a missed vacuum, by the way. That's kind of key right there from Darkseer, so now they lose that whole vacuum wall combo. And they're going to fall back in the end, so a little unfortunate for Prodota that they don't at least get the Tier 3 tower. That would have been nice to have to then start taking out shrines, of course.
Radiant's
But
top tower is under
they're
attack.
sticking around as if they still want to do this, but it is a 5 versus 5 now, of course, with Puck being back up. Kind of changes things. LC?
Prodota just want to turn around a Mousesports initiation. This Darkseer staying very far back and just kind of, oof, a dig on.
Wow. Yeah, you see that burst coming out, but it is not enough right here. Again, he has the Aegis worst case. He's basically committing to a death right here. He's going to fall back again. God, these heals, man. Keeping him alive. And there's even the Guardian Grievous on top of that. Thug pushing them out in the face. Searing Chain's not going to connect right there, and Puck will be able to walk it off. But one more siege here on the tier 3 feels like it could be enough.
Yeah, right now, Prodota are playing with house money. They want initiation.
They're going to go for initiation right here. Gardner definitely dropping, but the chaotic offering in the back of the walls put down, and there's the vacuum they're looking for. Ricky goes down. The shallow grave saving Skylark throughout all this, but he is going to fall PA. He's going to be coming right back up. Buyback galore on the side of Mousesports on a couple of different heroes at least. Now 3-3 falling back, and looks like actually Slaughter bought back himself on the Radiant side even. So both sides having a fair amount of it, but the tier 3 remains alive though throughout all that.
Yeah, it's a pretty... you could have had worse buybacks. It was the Legion Commander and the Ricky on the side of Mousesports. As long as it wasn't the Puck or the Juggernaut, which if Puck was level 25, then chances are that Thug wouldn't care, but he's still a while away from that. And yeah, they do salvage the tier 3. It's a little bit overzealous that Milan Slaughter did buy back, but he... I mean, it's unlikely that he would be able to get back into the fight that quickly. You didn't have a tier 1 mid anymore on Prodota. You didn't have BOTs or anything like that. But yeah, as long as it was traded for 2 other buybacks, not the worst thing. And yeah, Prodota does manage to preserve their tier 3 tower. I'm still surprised that 33 BZZ is actually not going for the Blink Dagger as mentioned before. He's opted to complete a Lincoln Sphere instead, which... really, the only targeted thing he has to be concerned about is the duel, which, yes, duel is definitely a concern, which is part of the reason why he was standing so far back. But, I mean, it's more of a defensive item than Prodota needs to go for in this situation, or in this state of the game.
Yeah.
At best, you can stick it onto your PA, and then she doesn't have to worry about being dueled. But if she gets dueled, then, I mean, the entire Prodota team are ready to take a fight. You've got Chaotic Offering, you've got Blink Dagger on your Ember Spirit and your Slaughter, and if you had a Blink Dagger on your Darkseer as well, then it's a perfect situation for a wall vacuum. But they're going to take it safe, maybe find a pick, put a high ground ward. It's going to get spotted and eaten immediately.
Yeah, that Sentry Ward happens to scout it out right away, so well played right there and expecting that. LC, though, he is going to be jumped still, but the press the attack. Moves those Searing Chains right off the bat. Phantom Assassin pops the Mana Cell. They get the tier 3. Now will they get out in time? Omni Slash. It'll cut through Slaughter in the back line. So now he wants more damage. Healing Ward's put down. Trickle Trade on top of them as well. No Chaotic Offering just yet from the Warlock. Still down for another 20 seconds. In fact, Gardner now in a little bit of trouble. Wall's put down. He gets tooled up though. Will they get the kill on Gardner? The miss is coming out. It will be enough, however. And the save on a Scarlock on top of that. They also kill the Darkseer. And now the run is on for Prodota right here. Kaiser, he's going to get cut down. What did they just do? They went in. They finally get tier 3, but it comes at a massive cost. They did that without Chaotic Offering being up. I don't know what Prodota was thinking there.
They were thinking, I really want this tier 3 tower no matter what the cost. I mean, if they were able to get a pick with placing that Sentry Ward up on the high ground, then it's great, especially if you do get the pick on the Legion Commander, because she was one of the heroes that bought back in the previous fight. Now, Prodota don't have any buybacks of their own, and you have another tier 3 being under siege, this time on Radiant, and this is pretty fast. You've got Weaves for the safety, and you've not got a Desolator or anything, but this is still a Legion Commander who attacks very fast, along with a Juggernaut who has a Demon Edge.
Yeah, that's a case of, again, a team it feels like being so tunnel vision on one objective that they're not, thinking clearly as far as, what they have, what tools do they really have, because why they're taking a fight like that, again, without Chaotic Offering just feels completely out of place, but it ends up biting them in the ass big time, because not only do they lose that fight, but they lose a set of racks on top of that, and all of a sudden, you got Mousesports pulling ahead for really the first time this game as far as net worth goes especially. And this is a team that's going to continue to scale pretty damn well. In fact, Juggernaut, he just finishes MKB. So screw that evasion aspect now of the PA and just outright more damage for him, of course. You got the BKB finish now on the LC, so going to be even more effective. We're getting damage off as well as duels now. And Puck, of course, with that dig on level 5 now being delivered. So Prodota, they definitely messed up a bit right there, not to keep rubbing it in, but Mousesports has the advantage now, right?
Definitely. The next Roche fight will be pretty valuable, but just the fact that Prodota, like, we saw how patient that first siege was. They were just letting PA go up, take some damage, heal her back up, and, you know, you got the tier 3 tower down to critical levels, and then after all of that patience, they're like, oh, dude, we may find a hero, we may not, whatever, let's just go kill whatever we can. And
Yeah.
right now, this is a pretty good position to kill off the top shrine. They're doing it slowly, and they don't finish it off. I don't know if they've confirmed if Roche is up yet, and now they do. BZZ knows. I don't know if Dire Team knows yet, but they're going to need to find out.
It is pretty dark around here right now for Mousesports. On the other side, though, for Prodota, they did have vision, but obviously that does get countered right there from the Dire side. So they're doing this somewhat blind here on the Radiant. Is Prodota. You got to be careful with that. In fact, the Illusory Orb is just going to scout things out, and now maybe next time he's going in. Sentry's put down, though. Smoke screen put up. LC's going in. Will activate the tool. Onto that LC, or onto the Phantom Assassin, excuse me. They're trying to finish him off. Skylark, meanwhile, gets that save with the shallow grade. They do kill the PA, and he buys back into the Ember Spear going, and Kaiser with the explosives right there. Gets the kill in a couple, and Milan will pick up the Aegis of everyone out of it. So they just really wanted to make sure to pick that up. I mean, frankly, I feel like at least Ember could have gotten that.
Yeah.
But
I think it was a panic situation. I don't know. I mean, they have a Sentry Ward that could have seen Ricky, or Ricky may have already died by that point anyway.
yeah,
but
he was dead.
Yeah, it was just a everyone hit right click, and whoever gets it gets it. And it came out profitable. PA had to buy back, but yet again, Mousesports are not going to have buyback for this high ground defense. So teams are just have not been saving for buyback for some reason, and this may take a return Rax as a result.
Yeah, they're dropping that melee. Fortifications coming out, but Juggernaut, again, he's dead for another 35 seconds, as mentioned. Oh, they're trying to save this Dazzle, Shallow Grave, and the press the attack. It will keep him alive, but they're definitely losing the racks. You got to look at the bottom lane, too. Well, they do kill Darkseer in the end, or, excuse me, Dazzle in the end, Darkseer does. There's a buyback on a Dazzle immediately, but they are going to get the range racks to follow up. But yeah, the bottom lane, it's being heavily pressured throughout all this still. So Prodota has to keep that in mind as well. I did see Ember Spirit down there, but now he's back up here, ready to fight. Juggernaut buys back, by the way, in PA. He is going to get bursted down eventually, and he's dead for 80 seconds now with no buyback. And is Darkseer? Same deal? Buybacks just aren't a thing this game.
Well, Juggernaut, I suppose, was so close to it that Madara was like under the impression that, well, I'm probably not going to be the first person to die during this Roche defense, so as long as I get like one kill of assist goal, I'll probably have buyback, but he was a little bit short, but had it at the last 20 seconds, and it really hurts when you're a one position and you have to buy back when you have just such little time on your respawn time, but it was absolutely worth it. They get these 2 kills. The bot lane, as you say, has been pushing, so there's a lot of pressure for Kaiser to have to defend that. And they're going to take a tier 2 for free, and they're probably going to try to tease out buybacks from Prodota, but little do they know that there is nothing to tease, as PA and Darkseer are down for the count, and Milan going really aggressive to kill that healing ward.
Oh, he decides to give them a victory right there, but yeah, that's right, he had the Aegis, so he's going to come back up. The upheaval also slowing him down massively, but he's not going to live much longer after the resurrection right there, and he'll buy back even. They really just want to delay this 8 as much as possible, but Ember Spirit, ooh, he almost gets caught out there, but he'll be able to remnant away and survive for the time being. He would have a buyback worst case here, but the tower goes down. But again, is Mouse going to hang around? I feel like both sides, they've been biting off a little bit more than they could chew right here. And is this another case of that?
Have a TP. He's just going to have to get the hell out.
Oh, Milan land. Nice crush in the background, actually, on 3 different heroes. Could have been a 4th. Madara was a spinner right there. And there's that chaotic offering. So once again, sticking around a little bit too long. And Mousesports is going to be cleaned up right here. Juggernaut does end up falling. No buyback for him. They're going to get the kill on a Dazzle as well. You see maybe next time also falling. 4-for-1 exchange. Warlock going down, but he did his job. Both of these sides are just so tunnel vision, it feels like.
I'm telling you, scrappy, straight scrappy ass fights. They see, I mean, again, it was in Mousesports' disadvantage to be so greedy. It was nice that they got the melee racks, but the whole team of Mousesports stuck around, and that, I imagine that's in part because Madara Juggernaut did not have a TP available during that siege, and so there was no even chance for a Blade Fury TP. Either you go get the racks and you get out as a team as Milan finishes off Thug. I don't know what the hell Thug was doing there. I didn't even have my camera down there.
I was watching. I mean, he just got found by Kaiser, and he just could not get away. He was trying to be slippery, but he eventually got the support needed, and they just eventually killed him. So he's going to be forced to buy back, as is LC. Ricky's up now, but PA's been up here this whole time, beating on the Tier 3 tower, and he has support coming now. So again, Mouse, right now the numbers are not in their advantage, but Burnout's up in 20 seconds right here. Now it is a 4 versus 4. No Dream Coil, though, for Puck, as he did use it, trying to save himself over there at the middle lane. There was the, oh my god, that's a big vacuum in. Top of the 3-man crush, and Ember Spear will follow it up with the damage necessary. They get the buyback immediately onto the Ricky with Skylark. He's limping away. He'll limp to his death right there, and he is staying dead for a good 80 seconds now. Level 25 has been hit on Ember Spirit meanwhile, and they're looking to finish the job right here, right now. But again, hanging around. Madara trying to finish off PA, barely alive in the backlines, but he gets a turn kill on a Puck, who's now staying dead for 100 seconds. Oh man, Phantom Assassin staying alive is so key there. He's going to give that damage, and he gets the cheese, actually. He uses it, and that could do it. That's it. Prodota just won right there. Oh, my gosh.
I've seen some heartbeat net worth graphs, but I've never seen it on, like, this is like you've got arrhythmia going on, because I've never seen it oscillate this quickly in, like, 5 minutes, but... What stage of the bracket are we in? Because it feels like both teams felt like they were like grand final game 5 or something like that. Because this is so panicky from both teams.
It's just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Yeah, this is the very beginning of this event. This is the group stages here, and both of these teams playing chaotic like. It was fun to see, though. That's for sure. As far as the finish there.
Definitely. But this was